Sibugyo Sebenza, we are GBV fighters. We are Cape Town. Yeah.
And speaking of GBV, right, there's an organization called Act Now, and it was founded by you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a bit about that. 26 years in the industry, guys. Well done. You don't 26. Look. It is 26. You started in 1996. You started in 1996, and I did my calculation. It's 26 years. First of all, you guys don't even look like 30. I mean, 30, I don't even think, yeah. You guys are looking good. So talk to me about deciding to do a genre that is very unique and very niche.
Well, I'll tell you a short story. We come from a family of, I'd say, Kwela music pioneers. Our father, Elias Shambalerole.
Yeah.
He's a founder of a very big song that was re-recorded by over 500 musicians in different countries. And we're talking a song titled Tom Hack, which, it sounded there and made big waves in Europe. And unfortunately, and the sad part is he never got paid for that song. He was robbed or ripped off, And it's been a fight that we've been fighting for so many years.
Yeah.
And we literally picked up the instrument from him to carry on his journey and to also highlight and celebrate the man. He is still alive. He's 85, 86 this year? 86 this year. And he still plays. He still teaches young people how to play the instrument. And we're just working on big things for him, trying to celebrate the man. And, we just want to do stuff for him. And he's done so much, He's currently put together a curriculum of music with our mother.
Wow.
And, they've put together whole pedagogy and classes and lessons in terms of how to read and write and how to play the instrument, how to play the music of Kwela music. And the book is going to be translated in all official languages of the country. And that's where Kwela Tebza came from. And he's obviously brother to his younger brother, Big Voice Jack Leroli, the late.
Yes.
And they're the pioneers of Kwela music, and we're just following on their journey.
What goes into fighting for the rights of a musician? You guys are currently in the middle of a battle of giving, credit where credit is due. What goes into that fight? I can imagine lawyers, lots of money, because now this has become a global thing, because the music, or the song rather, is an international song. What goes into that fight?
It's a serious battle. Too many liars, too many players. This comes from record labels, this comes from publishers, this comes from some of the guys that were there back then. So it's too many things happening at the same time, and at the end of the day, you have to find the solution. So it becomes too hectic, and there are too many laws that are not yet in place in terms of protecting songwriters and credit the right people so that they can earn what they supposed to earn. And there's players out there like your publishers, your record companies, and other players. So that just becomes so much, but at the end of the day, you just have to fight your fight.
Definitely.
And to add on what Mpo is saying, there are different laws for different countries, because the United Kingdom works differently from how South Africans are working. And we find out that there are other systems that are not yet implemented in our country, but in the United Kingdom, they are operating it in a different time zone as South Africans. So it is a serious battle. It's been ongoing for plus minus 10 years now.
It's funny you mentioned that because not so long ago we were actually invited to the Miriam Makeba Foundation, and the family actually told us that they are still, till today, fighting for the rights of some of her songs that are international. Is this a black musician problem? Because it's very rare that you hear of a white musician fighting for their rights. Is this something that is within our black community and in the arts?
Well, I feel like the record industry or the record companies are a cabal that have taken advantage of some of the musicians from back in the day.
I see.
Because you can understand the laws that were implemented back then, and some of our players, obviously they were illiterate, and because of the apartheid system, you know, education was not such a big thing. These are I'm talking about individuals and different groups that went on their way to try and find a way of surviving and living at the time, and music was the only direction they could take, and arts was their thing, you know, and all they could do is perform and create music. So what the labels would do, they would literally take someone and put them on the spot, and take someone and they would call them a promoter. This promoter would then start stealing compositions of artists, because it's the same case that happened to my father, an older gentleman who looked after all of them, and I'm talking Martella Queens also included. You know, he looked after all these artists, and by doing that, he then would credit himself in songs that he couldn't even play. I mean, the song Tom Hug is a penny whistle song, which means a penny whistler has to play the song. My father literally dreamed the song. Had a dream about the song, that he must create the song. He woke up his entire band. It was called the Elias and his Zigzag Jive Flutes, and created the song. But at a later stage, you've got this man who's claiming the song. And here's where it's tricky, where you realize that record labels were in it. There is one record that is released. It's got my father credited as the composer. You've got a different label releasing the same song. It's got this man, and it's also got my father on it. So it keeps on changing. And one thing I appreciate is my mother had a very strong partner, who's my mother. My father, who then archived, and she's been following this entire journey. And the song is so big to a way where who's this guy, Falma? He played in Europe somewhere, and the stadium would literally chant the song, "We want Falma, we want Falma," in the melody of Tom Hug. And to this day, you still have crowds chanting the song, as even Terry Henry at some point, when he would go onto pitch, they would chant the song in that melody. Several bands have released the song. And
sure.
Exactly.
And not just only soccer, cricket and rugby as well.
Yeah.
So and I think it's very important that we set the record straight using platforms like a national radio station. And you are the sons. You are literally direct descendants, and you know the story because you've heard it from your mother. You've got the documents, you've got the records, and you are fighting this fight. And I think it is very, very important that we tell our stories and we tell the truth on such platforms. And we're joined by Kwela Tebza, setting the record straight and talking about a fight that has been going on for 10 years, fighting for what belongs to their father. We are, of course, going to talk about what they're currently busy doing. They are businessmen in their own right, and they are GBV champions, and they just came from Cape Town and actually had a chat with Bheki Cele. We're going to find out how that conversation went after this.
Okay.
Crystal Palace and Aston Villa didn't hit the ground running with 90 minutes of joy in their Premier League openers. They both find themselves in one cage, looking for glory. Patrick Vieira's boys believe only a win will make Saturday a good day.
Great chance for Palace! 2-0 Palace!
But Villa gets it. Soldiers only become heroes after conquering the battlefield.
Coutinho squares it. Oh, it's brilliant, and it's onside. It's a fantastic goal for Aston Villa.
Catch the home of global stars, the Premier League clash between the Eagles from the Palace and the Villains on Saturday the 20th of August, live at 3 p.m. on S3. Hashtag We Love It Here. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport. For the love of the game.
Petrol price got you in a tailspin? Relax. SABC2 is giving you 3 reasons to stay at home every weekend this August as the ladies take center stage this Women's Month. We have movies, and more movies. Curl up to our double dose of Saturday movies at 3:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. with titles such as You've Got Mail, The Color Purple, and Harriet. And if that wasn't enough, catch our Monday movie, Jerry Maguire, The Wedding Ringer, and Georgia Rule at 10. Only on SABC2.
Fraserburg, we got you covered on 98.6 FM. Feel good music.
Aha, you heard it right. You heard, yes, that's the penny whistle whistling in the background. And we're going to get a performance in the last 5 minutes of the interview. I'm really, really having a great time with Kwela Tebza. And I'm learning things that I had no idea about. And that's the reason why we do this, bringing celebrities to tell their own stories. And you hear it directly from the horse's mouth. Kwela Tebza sitting with us, the three brothers from Soweto, Tebogo, as well as Tepo. You can call us on 089 110 2000, 089 110 2000. If you have a question for them, you can hit us up on social media as well at Radio 2000_ZA on Twitter, at Radio 2000_ZA on Instagram, and Radio 2000 on Facebook. We are also broadcasting this interview live on all social media platforms, YouTube included. So go to our YouTube page, Radio 2000. So we spoke quite extensively about your dad, who was also a pioneer in the penny whistle space, and now you've taken literally the penny whistle and you are now incorporating it with different genres. So I'm going to name a few artists and you're going to tell me how it was like working with them, right? Apparently, allegedly, correct me if I'm wrong, Danny Glover is a huge fan of your music.
Yes.
How did you guys find out that Danny Glover loves Kwela Tebza?
Okay, we're in Nigeria, performing in Nigeria in AMA Awards, ne?
Yes.
And then we were the last to perform, and actually they forgot about us because the lineup was too much. You know how Nigerians run their shows?
Yes.
And then we're pestering that we are here. We've been backstage for like an hour now.
They couldn't pronounce our name.
Then we were squeezed in quickly to do 2 songs.
Yeah.
Not knowing that the 2 songs that we'll be doing will be blowing a lot of people's minds. So it blew Nigerians, it blew even Denike. Even we performed after Salif Keita, the legend himself. But he was breathless as well. He wanted to sit with us. Danny Glover became a child. He was running after us, wanted us to be in the same car with him. And protocol is protocol. That couldn't be allowed. But at a gala dinner, there was another gala dinner that they were going to for dignitaries. He forced that we go to the gala dinner with him, and then we went there, sat with him, spoke history after history. Done.
Sure. There you go. The history of Danny Glover being a fan of Kwela Tebza. Like I said, I'm going to throw in a few artists, and these are artists that you've done collaborations with, by the way. How was it like working with the Martella Queens?
The Martella Queens it wasn't I think a complex situation. It was the most easiest because my father was once their promoter for many years. So we've known them for quite some time. We've known Ubab Mahlatini while he was still alive, and we'd obviously go with to the gigs.
Because he also lived in Soweto as well, right?
Yes. But one thing I want to say about the mom was very professional, and we're fortunate we worked with all 3 of them. While they were still alive. And professional, on time, and choreography as well was on point, which is something we do very well. So we had a lot of synergies, and it was quite an exciting journey to actually work with them. Even though Mom Hilda is like the boss / manager. She's the Beyonce of the group. So it was a nice one.
Every conversation will start. Yes, Baba win.
I'm going to throw another artist, right? Freshlyground. How was it like working with them?
Zolani,
yes.
Zolani.
Beautiful. Another darling.
Yeah, Zolani, beautiful voice ever, and I think would still want to do something with them. I don't know what happened to Freshlyground, but there was one of the most, I think one of the breaking bands we've ever had in this country, and I wish wherever they are, they make a comeback. For international stages and all of that, they master that stage, and I think they would actually work in this day and age. So they need to come back wherever they are.
They're a full package of South African music.
Yeah,
definitely.
You're right, spot on.
And the last one, Zege, guys.
That's crazy man.
Brother for life.
How was that like? Honestly?
Crazy man.
That's our brother.
Can you imagine taking him Zege with Martella Queens?
Crazy man, that one. That was our brother, but we're not gonna say who it is. But that guy was our brother.
That was our brother.
He's taking a break right now.
No, Mzegezege is taking a break.
Guys,
I think what are you saying?
I think Mzegezege must be brought back, guys. Mzegezege was that common ground to break boundaries in the country, because he was fearless.
But you forgot others. There was Femi Kuti. There's Black Motion.
Right.
There's MXO. But Femi Kuti, I think, was one of those. We've always wanted to do something with him. We even went to the shrine. You know.
Is it Kalakuta Republic where the father
Fela Kuti.
Fela Kuti, yes.
Yeah. So we went there. It was quite an experience, and we're supposed to have gone back and brought him here. But this music journey thing. Who else is there? Donald, MXO, Vusinova. There's quite a lot of them. But Vusinova's one was also a weird and funny chain as well.
The orchestra that we did, the Miyagi orchestra that we did, that gig here in Jozi.
Yeah, with
Miriam Makeba. There was also another...
A big highlight, yeah.
Oh, my word.
We've done quite much.
No,
I think
you have.
I think that's another thing that made us to say, let's take a break from the music industry, because at the time we did each and everything that an artist wants to do. You've shared stages, you've shared dinners with the elite of this world. Like we did quite much.
Yeah.
We traveled the world.
Yes.
We shoot too many hands.
At a tender age.
It was at a tender age. So I think if we decide to go back, okay, Tsepo has been saying we need to go back. It will be probably maybe the last album. I don't know.
No.
Wait.
I don't know.
I don't think like my older brother.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Your older brother.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go for a short ad
I'm
break.
not part of the conversation.
Musicians don't quit, Baba.
No,
There's a lot of stress in this business. So
let's go for a short ad break.
Cindy, and then what happened to your ceiling?
Ish, friend, my geyser burst, and right now I just don't have the money. I'm counting down the days to payday to fix it.
At African Bank, we understand that life has its unexpected ups and downs.
Point you to 100 FM nationwide. Our music, your memories. They really are brothers. Like the dynamic between all of them. The older brother reprimanding the younger ones. The younger ones saying things that are controversial.
And they don't listen.
And they don't listen as well. And then
we're
he's like, this is my last album. I don't think I'll do this until I'm 50. No. And the younger brothers are like, but you must sing it. It literally is so much fun in the studio. We have Kwela Tebza. And I want to talk about Act Now, which is a non-profit organization that all of you guys are involved in. You're very passionate about it, so much so that you were in Cape Town with the Minister of Police, that is Ubheki Cele. How did this initiative come about, and why are you so passionate about GBV?
Sure. It started when Tsopule was murdered.
Shoo.
And it actually came from Big Brother. And I was like, guys, we have to do something. There's no way we can just sit down and allow, such heinous crime take place within our streets. And, we are musicians. The reason we are musicians is because we have a voice to speak. And it literally moved from there. We then started a WhatsApp group, which included almost everyone we know, from DJs to artists, advocates, politicians, everyone, you name it. And we're like, guys, we need to have a movement of men where we get to speak on these challenges, and we get to, go and challenge GBV or GBVNF as a pandemic in this country. And then from there, it moved from one thing to the other, and today we've got this organization that stands up every day by no fail. Whether funds, whether no funds, we are out there, and we're just making sure that we are fighting the cause. And so you spoke of Cape Town. Yesterday, we obviously had a program with the National Liquor Traders, which is called Tavern Dialogues on GBV. So what we do, we obviously go to bodies or organizations that are already existing. We're talking of taverners or shebeen owners, and that's a community on its own.
Yes.
And once you engage that community speaks or represents large numbers of people that go to those outlets almost every weekend or during the week. I mean, we are a country that's got so many problems. A lot of people will want to just go and have a drink at a local shebeen or tavern. So why not speak to the owners? Why not speak to the patrons? Why not speak to the community around the areas where the taverners are, and conscientize them and say, be the face that fights GBV. When GBV happens in your taverns, in your outlets, be the first people to act and to jump and want to take a stand. And we are saying to communities as well, work hand in hand with the tavern owners, because these are your streets. You need to make sure that you are aware of everything that's happening within your communities. No GBV should take place while your eyes are peeled and you are seeing everything happening. We need to collaborate. We need to collaborate with the South African police services, which is why Peggy Cele was there, which is why Deputy Minister Castle Matale was there, as to say, we are here as the police. Use us. We want to hear what the community is saying, and through these collaborations, only then we can tackle GBV or GBVNF. And without doing that, it's impossible for us to do that. We cannot point fingers. We cannot point fingers at the minister. We cannot point fingers at men. We need to say, men, you come from these communities. Start taking accountability. Start behaving in a manner where you're not protecting women, but you are taking accountability of the actions that you're doing, because women don't need protection. Men need to be accountable.
100%.
Simple as that. Men need to end GBV. Men need to end GBVNF, because we cannot allow our streets and our communities living in fear. We need to take over our communities, take over the night, take over the places we hang out in.
Definitely, because that's our community. That's where we live. That's where we play. That's where we raise children.
Of course.
So we need to get rid of any type of violence, So quickly, for those people that want to do partnerships with the organization called Act Now, where can they get a hold of you?
Social platforms at actnow.africa. _Africa.
Okay.
That's Facebook, that's Twitter, that's Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
And also you can email us or at admin at africa.af at actnow.africa. Admin at actnow.africa.
You know what we're also going to do? We're going to make these contact details available on our website as well. So for those people maybe that are driving right now, couldn't get those contact details, they'll be able to go to our Radio 2000 pages and take those contact details. We've got like a minute. Can I get a little bit of something, Yana?
Can I just make one or two announcements?
Yes, please.
There's no way I cannot announce Nawale Ruli being the new member of Kwela Tebza. He's like the new generation, fourth member, third generation of Kwela Tebza. And tomorrow we've got a boot camp in Togoza.
Wonderful.
What's the stadium? Semduli Stadium. It's a boot camp program and a self-defense program for women. So we are inviting all the women to come out there. We want them to be safe. So when these criminals show up, they must Gently, kicked up.
Guys, thank you so much. Again, we're going to make all of that information available on our website so you can partner with them in the organization called Act Now. Guys, take it away. Take us to the news.
So this song is our father's song, Tom Hug.
You can tell that this is in their DNA and it's in their blood. It's 11 o'clock. We just had a conversation with Kwela Tebza. We're going to make this interview available on our website. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Bye. Bye.
SABC News. Independent and impartial.